Hey y'all, what's up? This Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. Yeah, I ain't feel like emphasizing yet. There's only so many ways you can emphasize it. And that coming from my usual spot, recording starting at the gas station. Yeah, but yeah, I just want more shoot the breeze. You know, why Rom gets fulfillment from what he does. And you know what? I constantly get people. Okay. I constantly get input from people who talk about they've supported me for a few years and they've just improved. You know, they either send me, they'll send me DMs on, they'll contact me through my contact information through my website. They'll send me DMs on Patreon. They'll send stuff on IG. And you know what? I'm really appreciating it. It keeps me going because I'm going to be real with you. Yeah, sometimes you get some people who want to be on some bullshit, some trolling shit. But I'm like, whatever. Because you got, it's a situation where I'm actually making a difference with some people out here. Indeed, I was talking with somebody in my inner circle last night, and his baby girl was part of the conversation. I feel good. There's some lives on earth that some people have told me. I've gave them some advice on, just dealing with certain women and all of that. And they actually, they use the advice, and like I said, babies born. Across the world, too. I got somebody was in Scandinavia, one of those Scandinavian countries and stuff. They said he had read my books, and we Facebook friends, and he'd be in the pictures, he'd be having pictures with his beautiful wife and beautiful daughters. That's the stuff that really makes it worthwhile, because it's never about money. Because you get some people saying, well, some dude's doing all this, they charging all this money and stuff. My bottom line is, this is working for somebody. That's why I stayed with it, even during a period when I was like really more focused on some other things. They were still getting something from it. People were still getting something. People were still buying my books and everything. And one thing about my stuff, it's actually bigger than just getting pussy. If anybody actually read my stuff, like in my book Nice Guys and Players, one advice I give, very strong advice, is every man should have something he can control. Indeed, in the coming weeks, I'm going to start focusing on more sovereignty. I mean, there's only so many ways I could say body game. I mean, it's even getting to the point. I'm like, dude, if you ain't got it, boom. Like, let me talk about that body game for a second. The beauty of it is people actually applied it. So it's not that much. That's the bait. And then if you just got a regular personality, that's the hook. It really ain't that complicated. But I'd say, actual sexual dynamics and stuff, I'm going to do that more on my Patreon. I'm going to start doing that more on my Patreon. I was going to do it on the public channels and stuff. But I was like, let me save it for people who really want it. Because my whole thing has always been, I want to just deal with the people who really want to learn. I'm not entertaining. And that's one of those reasons I had said I wasn't down for doing live streams. Because if I did, let's be real, a lot of them are that's more for people's entertainment. Yeah, you do have some people who have some serious subjects and stuff, which I appreciate. And if I ever were to change my mind, it'd be totally serious. It'd be totally serious. And trust me, I probably wouldn't even bother having like a chat section, because people, it'd be like, no, I got this PhD on here. You want to pay attention, full attention. But that's something. And like I said, you never know. I never say never. I just say, well, I don't do a particular thing at a particular time. But it does come down to changing people's lives, helping them. In fact, I'm going to tell you what, the best fulfillment I get is not when somebody told me they found that right woman, or that they increased their sex count, or got some women backing that thing up. It's actually when somebody say, hey, you know what? I'm doing this for a business now. I'm doing this for a business. I'm doing this with my life now. Because ultimately, that's what it comes down to. A man doing something to have some sovereignty in his life. That's the important thing. Because I'm going to tell you what, with that sovereignty, I was thinking about it this week. Because, the snow hit and all of that, threw my schedule off. But then I was like, I get the freedom to still do what I want to do. And get the freedom. I don't have to answer to anybody. I don't have to call in to anybody and say, oh, it's a snow day, I can't get to work. Even when it was snowing, if I got to get something, I can always get it, but it'll be my choice. And I'm going to tell you what, with me, that's always been my main thing. That's always been my main thing. Because I've talked often about being in a jacked up situation when I lived in Anacostia in Southeast DC. Like I said, courts had to get involved. I said, shoot, my grandmother reminded me I said this too. She said, no human being should have to live like this. But I didn't have control. So ever since then, I've been motivated by having some control, having some stuff, and even like some stuff I've gone through. Because like in this space, a lot of people talk about courts and everything, divorce. I made out like a bandit and stuff when I went through a divorce. I don't pay child support. I don't pay child support. Or at least not through the courts anyway. My pimps need some. They know I'll just get it for them. They know I'll just get it for them. So they ain't even worried. They ain't even an issue. But the courts ain't controlling. I got control. I'm not under any type of court control. But see, that's a sovereign mindset. And plus more of my background I don't always share. Let's just say I didn't need an attorney. But the way I work those forms and stuff. But the whole thing was control. It's a choice. That's why I talk about getting knowledge. A lot of people suffer because they don't get knowledge. They don't know. And some people think that shit's cool. It's like, no. If you know something, you always got the power. You got the power. Like, I give you a great example, and everybody's probably faced this. Everybody, you get those phone calls from those people talking about, oh, they got a subpoena for you or something, or the IRS coming for. When I'm in like a mischievous mood, I get on there and tell the people, get them scared and shit after I finish talking with them. But that's a knowledge thing. It's like you already know how something's going to roll, so you can't scam somebody who has knowledge. That's a part of sovereignty. That's a part of it, But the thing is, I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I'm just shooting the breeze and stuff. But, the bottom line, though, man, what I even started talking about, though, man, it feels good when it's like somebody tell me, oh yeah, Rom, you know what, you inspired me to write this book. I'm like, yes, you inspired this business. I remember when I had this internet radio show before I even came on YouTube or started doing videos on YouTube anyway. This dude, as I'm interviewing him, he's saying, he praised me and he said, he was reading my book. I inspired him to be where he's at now, to get his shit together. I'll never forget that, Got some guys who are motivational speakers, business. Some people say they went back to school, they moved. And like I said, on so many platforms I get that. And that's the main thing. Because I'm going to tell you what, my main thing is raising up men. Raising up men. And look, this is no disrespect to the brothers from my other mothers of different races and stuff, but particularly black men. That's my main thing. Like I said, my knowledge, it goes all over the world, and I've had some very good success stories. There's a young man in he's in Switzerland now, Albania. I expect to see his name as a world leader. He's did some stuff. But at the end of the day, though, my prime focus is on black men. is on black men for one simple reason. We live in a society that finds ways to put us down. I mean, historical. I could do documentaries on this stuff. You know, it's always like they ain't doing this, and you know, black men catching it from all sides. And my feeling there is we can't ask anybody to help us. We gotta help ourselves. So especially when I get a brother, especially some young brothers who moved up, did better, got some sovereignty, stayed out of trouble, living life as best as possible on their terms, as best as possible, at least having some leverage, having the options to work where they would enjoy themselves, get their fulfillment, you know, living out that purpose. You know, a lot of people talk about that for, as you know, getting women and shit. That's some bullshit. A man need to live his purpose because that's what he's supposed to do, you know. So when I get some young men who let me know they doing anything, that's it. You know, every young man, every person, every young man I could help stay out of this system or stay out of the negative side of this system, that means everything to me, you know. And you know, like I said, in general, everybody else, if you get something from it, I appreciate that too. I appreciate that too. Because I'm gonna tell you what, people complain about what's going on out here in the world. Okay, what you gonna do about it? Seriously. That's why I can't stand. I'm gonna tell you what, that's why I can't stand. And this is regardless of their background, regardless of what they consider to be a physical hang up or something like that. I'm like, okay, so what you gonna do about it? Okay, you complaining, what are you gonna do about it? That's why I say I don't like those videos or channels where all they doing is complaining. That's some bullshit. That's not the nature of man. Man does something about it. I got more respect. Even if it's a man doing something I don't necessarily agree with, I got respect that they at least doing something. And more men need to stand up out here, because I'm going to just tell you what. A bigger problem in all of this relationship stuff is women really want a man to step up. You'd be surprised. A lot of women want a man just to put them in a place. Women want a man to look them dead in the eye no matter what they do and be like, please. You know what? I saw a clip on IG. It was from that old TV show, Different World, with Dwayne Wayne and Whitley Gilbert. And the clip was him putting her in her place. She was trying to tell him to do something. He put her in her place. He let her know. And after he finished talking, she looked at him for a second. He said, I like it when you take charge, daddy. Seriously. You know, a lot of these guys complain, well, the women doing this, women doing that. Fuck that. They can only do what you allow them to do in your presence. They don't have to like you for it or anything, but they will be respectful. Look them dead in the eye. And that's even with other men and stuff. I'm going to tell you something now. Men got to get to the point they ain't even scared of another man. If you got something to say to them, like anything I got to say, if it's negative, y'all knows I don't like talking trash online. I really don't. That's because my feeling is if I got a real problem with a person, I want to look them in the eye. And trust me, if I'm looking them in the eye, trust me, I'm going in ready to raise my hands. Now, some weaker man might call that a thug or something, but to be honest, that's how far you got to go. That's how far you got to be willing to do to believe in your stuff. Because trust me, once you don't do that, if you ain't willing to go that far, then you're weak. Seriously, that's how much of a man you got to be. Like, everything I got, I'm willing to kill for it. Let me say it again, I'm willing to kill for it. Now, I ain't going to start anything, but I will finish it. And every single man got to be there. I respect a man who's on that level. We don't have to like each other. We don't have to like it. We don't have to be in the same place, but understand, a man got to stand on his word and everything and who he is. And that's what we need out here. A lot of this shit that's happening in the world ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. You get a critical mass of men to stand up. That's going to change some shit. And that's something I actually do more of in the real world. There's a lot of shit I don't do on here. See, that's another reason I don't get into like spending too much time online and shit, because I'm doing stuff in the real world. In fact, there's going to be some slight changes coming up on my channels in the next few weeks. Slight changes. When they happen, I'll let you know. It ain't gonna be a total change, but there's gonna be some slight changes because got shit in the real world to do. You know, we the society we living in. If you look at everything, if you look at when people talk about the economy, political situations, social situations, some of the craziness out here, men by nature can stop it. Men by nature bring order. Don't wait for somebody else to bring order. We bring order. So, that's one of my main things. So, ultimately when I see some men doing that, I know that's one more for the army. All right, that's one more. So just want to let y'all, once again, I want to thank everybody who supported my stuff. I salute all the men out there who they've listened, they were inspired by something I said, and they've done the job. I want to see as many men rise as possible. Now, there's a reality some men won't. I'm gonna be on some cold blooded shit now. If you're not rising and stuff, I'm gonna make it easy for you to stay out of my way, stay out of me and my army's way. Seriously, stay out of our way. Because if you want to get in our faces or try to stop something, if you ain't man enough to actually do that, the response will be brutal. Seriously, and that's how we got to be. You got to bring order and peace. However you do it. Like every man got a mission. Every single man got a mission out this joint. You just do your mission and then good. Your mission could be teaching. Your mission could be enforcing the law. Your mission could be putting out fires. Your mission could be starting a business. But every single thing is important. That's important. Don't be out here talking about, oh, these women this, these women that. Fuck that shit. Or these kids or people. You got adults afraid of kids. You're the grown one there. Please. Anyway. Yeah. And you know what? It's amazing how spirit moves you, because I was just going to do a thank you video, but you know what? We got to start changing stuff. Business as usual. The times we in now, it can't be business as usual. So, like I said, there's going to be some slight changes in the next few weeks. Just stay tuned for it. They would happen sooner, but people know I'm a metaphysician. There's a good time for everything. So anyway, that's all I got, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace and blessings.